take up lead, and she can display her presentation and she can go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful introduction. So I'll just share my presentation and let's see if my audio is clear. So you can give me a go signal. Sir, for the
Yeah, you are very clear, Minavi. I think you can share your presentation. You can proceed.
okay, sir. Okay, sir. So is my screen is visible? Hello.
No, it is not visible.
Oh, it's not
Your
visible.
screen is visible. I think you have to get to share your presentation. I think you are doing it in your laptop or
No, sir. Mobile, sir.
mobile. Yeah, you can. It is yet to share. I think
Mm,
you can. Yeah, it is sharing now. Sanjay Verma started screening share.
Uh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's sharing.
No, I think who is Sanjay Verma is he started sharing.
Oh,
Okay, you can share it. I think you can go to share. You can present. You can
yes, sir. Yes,
make your
sir. Mhm.
Dr. Balamurugan, can you help her how to do?
Yes, Gokul. Yes, Gokul. So, Navi, have you opened your PPT?
Yes, sir. I have opened my PPT, sir.
Okay, so you would have a share screen button with a green color. So just click on that one.
Uh, one second, sir.
Do you see any such buttons at the downstairs, bottom of the
Yes, sir.
screen?
Like share content, I can see like
Yes,
screen
yes, yes,
photos. Yes, sir.
yes. You just select your PPT, which is open right away, so that it will be sharing it in the screen.
Uh, I opened, sir. Like, is it visible now?
No, not it.
Uh, sir.
No, you need to click on that one and click share. Share.
Oh, actually, sir, I'm not getting that option.
I think she has sent a presentation to our group. I'll send it to you. Can you
Oh, okay.
open it from
Yes,
your side?
sir. Sir can share it then. I can just.
Okay, that would be great. So,
Yes, sir.
I,
Yes.
Google where it is present. So you at least go ahead and talk, Manabi, so that the people can at least listen to you. So
Yes,
until
sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure. Sure.
okay, just open up
Good.
video.
Hello. Hello.
You just open up your video and you just go ahead. No, no.
Uh, okay, sir. Okay,
yeah,
sir.
proceed.
So,
We can hear. Yeah.
okay, sir. So, good morning to everyone present here, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to like share my views on like on about the green energy and the energy conservation. So, like, I just want to throw a light upon like how to conserve energy so that like it can make our life better in a sustainable way. Like we all are engineers, so we all should know like how to make things in a sustainable way. So like to start with my topic, my topic says like reducing electricity and cost. So why are we suddenly talking about reducing electricity? So basic point is to save energy and to save the environment. Now there might be a question in all of us mind, like what is the reason why we need to save electricity? Because everything comes from somewhere and getting it from there to where it is needed has cost. So the cost of producing electricity includes, like I want to give two examples. first one is burning of coal or natural gas in most cases, and which costs money and generates greenhouse gases. And generating plants also cost money. So using electricity wisely and reducing waste saves money. So which makes many of our life better. So if a lot of people conserve electricity, there might be a reduction in the greenhouse in the generation of man-made greenhouse gases. So this was just a short introduction of my topic that I'm going to present today. Now to starting with what are the ways actually you can reduce electricity use in your home. First point is purchase energy efficient products and operate them efficiently. Use an advanced power strip to reduce vampire loads electricity that is wasted when electronics are not in use. So what is this vampire load? Isn't it like sound like it's not that vampire we see in movies, it's something different. So vampire loads, also known as phantom loads, we'll be seeing in upcoming slides. So phantom loads are nothing but the electricity used by electronics when they're turned off or in standby mode are a major source of energy waste. In fact, we see that it is estimated that 75% of the energy used to power electronics is consumed when they're switched off, which can cost you up to around $200 per year. Like I just want to state example. When we travel by flight, we when the flight will be taking off, before flight takes off, we are just told that switch off your mobile phone and just keep in flight mode. So there is a myth actually. If you see YouTube channels and all, you'll be seeing like there's a myth that if you have low battery in your phone and if you put in flight mode, they'll say that it increases your charge, but that actually a myth, that nothing happens. But when actually you turn your mobile phone, it actually decreases your charge. So ultimately all the electricity, all the power is getting lost there. So that was just a basic example. Now the second point is lighting. So purchase energy efficient products, operate them efficiently, and incorporate more daylighting into your home using energy efficient windows and skylight. And second is third one is incorporate passive solar design concepts into your home, which include using energy efficient windows. So like there is one way, like you can use solar panels to use like instead of using electricity, we can use solar panels to produce in a more efficient way. And the last point is electric water heating. That is, purchase an energy efficient electric water heating and operate it efficiently. So next slide. Yeah, so this was I was talking about. This is vampire electricity. So there's one question here put it like, is a phantom stealing your electricity? So yeah, the answer is yes, because as I was saying, phantom loads they actually used I mean they actually use the electricity when the electronics are turned off, so they actually take off many electricity. So now next slide I'll be like talking about the definition of the phantom load. So that's what you can see the picture here. So like the electricity consumed by electronic appliances while they're switched off or in a standby mode. So this is one example to state a definition of phantom load. Next slide, sir. Yeah, so like how to spot vampire electronics. So we can see that many devices constantly draw power while plugged in, or which can quickly add up on monthly electric bills. Keep an eye out for the following clues as to what should be unplugged when not in use. So first one is like external power supplies like computers, printers. And second one is remote controls, window, AC units, TVs, DVD players. And the third one is digital display, washing machines, microwaves, VCRs. And the fourth one is rechargeable batteries, like battery rechargers, cordless telephones, power tools. So these are the like electrons we should take care of, and we should make use of. We should unplug when not in use. So next slide. Yeah, so context to vampire loads. So like these days most homes have multiple TVs and computers, like all connected to various devices such as DVD players, game consoles, external monitors, and printers. And while these school electronics are packed with features that entertain us or help us be more productive, the energy consumed by all these gadgets in your homes can add up to nearly around 10% of a household's monthly electric bill. So this is what, and the problem is that many people forget to turn off their devices when they aren't using them, and many electronics even continue to draw power after that have been turned off, wasting energy in the form of vampire loads. So that was what I was talking about, vampire loads. So many of us do like well, before going to sleep we just keep our phone on charging mode and we sleep, thinking that we'll charge for a long time, or we just switch off mobile phone. But ultimately what is happening is that it actually it's drawing more power, and the electric energy is getting wasted. Ultimately it's leading to a vampire load. So I just next slide. Yeah, so the solution is that it's a advanced power strip, so we all can like buy and use it. So I'll just give a brief about in the next slide. Yeah, so this is the solution to vampire loads. So there is a convenient and low cost solution. So replacing your conventional power strips, that is APS, can help reduce the electricity wasted when these devices are idle, without your having to change the way you normally use your electronics. So this APS like are designed primarily for home entertainment centers and home office areas where there are typically many consumer electronics from drawing power when they are off or not being used. So there are various APS to fit different people's need. Like some it can be automated, some it will be designated as you want. So, for example, like if you, that's what I was telling. For example, if you often fall asleep when watching TV at night, an activity monitor APS can turn everything off for you. And also, if you are always diligent about turning all your electronics off when you aren't using them, but are concerned about the lasting vampire power draw, a masterless APS can make sure that everything is completely off. So, next slide. Yeah, so this is what using an this is actually advanced power strip. So using it can save actually $100 per year by reducing electricity waste when devices are idle. So it's an energy saver. Next slide, yeah. So this is what saving energy through power advanced power strips. So as you can see, there is a button here, switch on, like that is on and off, and then it is connected to a monitor, and then we have speakers. Then it's again connected to a like CPUs, all printers, and all external devices. So here actually many consumer electronics continue to draw power even when they're switched off. So this is known as vampire loads. And then actually vampire loads, so that's actually $200. So vampire loads add up to about in yearly energy cost for an average home, and this wasted energy could have powered 11 I mean yeah, this amount homes actually this homes, if you implement this method, then we can save this much of amount per year, that is $200. So that's all. And what is advanced power strip? That is advanced power strips look just like ordinary power strips, except that they have built-in features that are designed to reduce the amount of energy used by many consumer electronics, And there are several different types of APS on the market, but they all operate on the same basic principle of shutting off the supply of power to devices that are not in use. So by replacing your standard power strip with an APS, you can significantly cut the amount of electricity used by your home, office, and entertainment center devices and save money on your electric bill. So I would go to like next slide. Yeah, so while choosing, so how to choose the advanced powers, like which one is right for me? Like, if it's for entertainment center or home office. So I want to stop wasting energy in my entertainment center, home office. So if it is entertainment center, it will have like, I always turn off electronics when done. So they can have two options like yes and no. So why don't I turn them off? So it can have two ways. Like when I fall asleep, I forget. And other ways is like, do I want manual or automated power control? So it can have, I'll do it myself, automatic. And if it is home office, like is the computer a laptop or a tablet, so there will be again two options, no and yes. So in no we can select, do I put it to sleep or shut down? So it can have two options like sleep and shut down. And yes, it, yeah, does it stay docked or is it frequently moved? So it will have two options like always docked, moved often. So these are actually the features we can say, like cost, features, possible drawbacks, what to look for. So if it is I fall asleep, so timer power strip. So for that kind of situation, we can use timer power strip. And if it is like, yeah, if it is I fall asleep, this is actually the purple one. So it is activity monitor power strip. And if it is the, if I do it myself, then it is remote switch power strip. And if it is always docked and sleep and I forget, so it is master control power strip. And if it is moved often, we use the masterless power strip. So the features for the timer power, yeah, the features for the timer power strip is nothing but the power strip automatically turns off outlets based on preset schedule. And for activity monitor power strip, the feature is the power strip to looks for signs of activity in the room and turns off outlets if none is detected. And the remote switch power strip feature is power strip can be turned off by the user via remote switch. And the fourth one is mastered power strip control. So where when a primary device such as computer or TV is turned off by the user, the power strip automatically turns off the controlled outlets where the peripheral devices such as the printer or game console are plugged in. And the last one is masterless power strip. So when all of the control devices are turned off, the power strip turns off the power to the outlets, completely eliminating all of the vampire loads. So these are the drawbacks, and then we have the drawbacks and what to look for. So drawbacks are, for the first cases, you have to set up the timer and stick to your schedule for maximum energy savings. And what you have to look for a digital or dial timer. And the second one is, the drawback is motion sensors don't always work perfectly. And what we have to look for motion sensor or an infra eye that detects remote control use around the TV or stereo. And the third one is, the drawback is to save any energy, you have to remember to turn off the power strip each time. And we have to look for a tethered switch or a remote switch. And the fourth one is, the drawback is it can be tricky to select which appliance it should be your master device. And we have to look for one outlet that is labeled as a master. And the last one is masterless power strip. So the drawback is turning off one high powered appliance that could turn off the active power entire power strip. And we have to look for no master outlet. So automatic that is like automating switching or power detection. So next slide. Yeah, so this is just like kind of a quote, not a quote, but yeah, like even when household appliances are turned off, most are still using some electricity. So you pay for this vampire load power use, but get no benefit for it. So all of you must like use this advanced power stream in order to reduce the electricity use and cost. So thank you. I've ended. Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening to me patiently.
So thank you so much,
Thank you so
Minabi.
much, Manavi. So it was an excellent idea. So you have done a wonderful research on it, I think so. So because taking up one particular point about the ghost or vampire power, which may not be even understandable by an electrical student, but as an aeronautical engineering, you have just brought an insight of what is vampire power, and also the research whatever you have done throws light about your slide actually. So what, when, which, and how, so that has been answered. So what is the phantom power or ghost power, so why it is happening, so whom to take care, and what are all the procedures to take care of it, and what are all the technology benefits that is available. So it is a wonderful thing that this slide has thrown light on certain areas of energy conservation. So people might think that today I'm putting up the, as you said an example, right, whenever I put my charger and say that the cell phone would be fully charged throughout the night, it would be charging, and we don't think that when energy is being utilized or it is wasted, so we may not have an understanding. When a water is dripping, we could see that water is dripping and we can close it, but not an electricity which is invisible. Actually, one of the intern last year or the year back, so one of the students came up with the idea that whenever an electricity is passing through the wire, so we need to identify it with some color changes. If you people can go ahead and give you a solution also, that would be a wonderful thing. Like I have no words to appreciate, because it is a wonderful thought process that you have picturized, and thank you so much. Within a short span of time you have presented, I hope all such people should be coming up with their own ideas of their engineering. And we could see that all the slides were throwing only about the dollar symbol and other thing, as Indian products are not available. There is a big market for this wire strips as well. So whenever you go ahead and think about the simple things, you have the technology binding over there, so that you can take up this particular project and become an entrepreneur. So rightly said, Manabi. So hats off to you for bringing up an insight of all such things. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hope everyone from today would be switching off the fan and light from day, saving energy for the country.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Manabi. Thank you, all the students. Thank you. Gokul.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yes, Balamurugan. Thank you so much. I think you got an appreciation from Green9 Vice President, who is also an electrical engineer. So I think he's the right person to evaluate your own presentation. Thank you, Dr. Balamurugan, for your evaluation and feedback of this first presentation of our intern. So I think we have almost 75 members. So maybe we will see that even few people have started ping me in the personal wall, says that they have some idea. So definitely everything is appreciated. So try to make a presentation and send it to us. So once we have approved it, you can able to present here. So once again, thanks for Minabi for this initiation. So I think we are in the day 4 of the 11th presentation. So our speakers also has entered in our online Zoom. Very important the session what he's going to talk today. So I think Bala, I think you can keep our speaker poster.
One moment. Yes, Gokul, one moment. So,
Yes, sir. So lots of appreciation has come from other intern colleagues. So definitely, I think everybody can present much more. So we'll hope that if anybody is ready, so I think even in the afternoon we can able to make this your presentations before our session starts. So yeah, so we have lined up with our 11th session of our speaker, who is none other than I think he is our close met also, Dr. K. Mamalan sir, who is a senior manager in the area of safety, health, environment, and quality and ISO. It's from Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited. So it's a group of Indian oil company from Chennai. I think many people would have known about them as a MRL, Madras Refinery Limited. Then it is transferred to a Chennai Corporation, Petroleum Corporation Limited. So he's a senior manager in CPCL. So he's going to talk about the topic of effect of COVID-19 to achieve sustainable development goal. I think we had a couple of speakers in the early hour day. That is Dr. L. Ramesh is also talking about SDG, and Ari Balaji is also talking about small about SDG. Now, this SDG, how it is got affected by our COVID-19, how we are going to bring it back. So he's one of the eminent person who is going to deliver that. So before he initiate, I think it is my duty to introduce himself to our audience also. So Dr. K. Mamalan, he is a senior manager currently as a safety, health, environment, and quality and ISO at the Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited. So he is also like having like a greater strength of commercial outlook, committed to excellence, team player, innovative, and problem solving. So he completed his BE in mechanical engineering in CEG Anna University. Again, MEA Energy System Engineering from again CEG Anna University, and PhD in refinery process optimization from CEG. So one premier institution in our state, CEG, it's almost completed. It's I think more than 250 years. So in 1885, during British period, they started. So to see such a wonderful speaker today, completed all his bachelor, masters, and PhD in the same university, Anna University. Also, he has done his PG diploma in material management, advanced diploma with distinction in occupational safety, health, and environment management. Also, advanced diploma with distinctions in fire, industrial safety, and management. So these it shows that he is continuously like emerging his knowledge. Even he completed his own like a bachelor's as a master. He has got lots of professional certificates for his applauds. I think he is a certified lead implementer for ISO 5001 2018, certified lead auditor for ISO 5000 2018. Again, certified EHS lead assist by CAI, and certified lead auditor for ISO 9001 2015, and much more. So he is again like acting many professional excellence as a secretary in Energy and Fuel User Association, and safety coordinator and designated in charge for marine operations of petroleum tankers, trainer in petroleum engineering as HSC, ISO standard, energy and sustainable development. Also functions as project guides for engineering and management course of students in various university, and achieved highest ever safe crude receipt of 1.08 MMT through safety berthing and loading of crude oil through Swissman Max tanker in 2007. And he has received lots of accolades and awards. Received Diamond Award in Kaizen competition, which is organized at Chennai, a premier professional body promoting Japanese management concept. Also received Lifetime Achievement Award from International Association of Research Development Organization in February 2019, and received award for sustainability and HSC excellence at Indian Sustainability Summit Award, Mumbai. So with much more, I think even he has his lots of profile. He has acted as an ambassador for HSC CAI, and many more conferences, many publications. I think he is continuously acquiring the knowledge. As he said, Kaizen is nothing but continuous improvement through his innovation. That is what he is practicing as an individual. So with this short note, I would like to invite our Mamalan sir to take up the session. Sir, please.
Ah,
Yes, Gokul. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible to you, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. So thank you so much for giving this presence the Tuesday morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody. So I have great pleasure in meeting all through this webinar on a very important topic, that is this effect on COVID-19, this unprecedented pandemic. So suffering a lot. The entire world is suffering a lot. So as you turn on your any media, so the news is this one only. So in this situation, I thank the organizers for having a wonderful topic on this sustainable development. What are all the effects? How to respond the after effects and also the careful recovery after this scenario is over. This is a very important topic. Before I get into this main topic, I want to give an overall picture of this coronavirus. Few 1 or 2 minutes. So, Google sir, can I see the slides, sir? Google sir, can I see the slides? Hello, hello, hello.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. One moment, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will wait.
Sir, until then, you can give an insight of CPCL, sir. So we will share the slide, sir. One moment.
No issues, sir. No issues, no issues. Actually, this I I uh, I will give you this overview of this one. As you see for the news and everything, these corona cases have been confirmed in a large number of countries, due to which the World Health Organization has characterized this COVID-19 as a pandemic during the last March 11th March 2020. In early 2020 also, after a December, even just before December also, this outbreak happened in China. So the World Health Organization identified this one as a SARS-CoV-2 as a new type of coronavirus. So the outbreak quickly spread around the world very quickly. So actually this COVID-19 is a disease caused by the SARS and can affect the upper respiratory tract, nose, throat, and lower respiratory tract, so lungs and windpipe, everything. So this also is one of the 7 types of coronavirus, including the ones that causes several diseases like the famously is very famous. It is a very popular one, MERS, that is the MERS, that is a Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, and the sudden acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. So the other coronaviruses also cause most of the colds that affect us during the year, but are not so serious threat to otherwise the healthy people. The common symptoms of this COVID-19, as you know very well, is as it will start always with a slight fever, coughing on and off, shortness in breath you can feel, and later on it develops to trouble in breath and fatigue, always consistent fatigue, and the chills, sometimes with shaking, shivering, body aches, headache, sore throat, and the loss of smell. After that, they now after late they told these two things are also added as a symptom for COVID-19. That is the loss of smell and taste, and it starts with the diarrhea also. So this is the thing. This is the common symptoms of this coronavirus. So why I'm telling this one is a really unprecedented. This is really an unprecedented pandemic happened. Even our earlier generation also didn't have this much of a pandemic in their lifetime. So that is why we are very much worried about in handling this one. It's unique in nature. So in this condition, So our topic is, so as you know very well, how to cope up with the stress developed by this virus development. How to cope up with that. There are different phases of this the prevention activity. I will touch upon the various stages of prevention and other things also one by one. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Uh, this one, you see, this there, even though I will talk about before I starting the sustainability development, we have the United Nations had identified 19 sustainability development goals. Even though 17 sustainability goals, even though 17 sustainability goals are there, so they are very closely related. The sustainability goals are there with this pandemic. That I will come to that point a little later. That is 12, 13, 14, and 15. This is serially numbered. It starts from 12 to 15 are very important our subject point of view. So before that, I want to make this presentation little lively. This standards, as you see, standards are specifications. Standards are some references. Standards gives us guidelines. Standards gives us framework how to do the job. So normally the standards are meant for people those who have confidence. So to test their ability. So how we can continuously deliver our services and products to the entire satisfaction of the end users, that is customers. Normally these standards, whatever it is a ISO standard or energy standard, star rating and everything, it is purely voluntary, optional, no compulsion. But of late, some certain standards are become actually mandatory in the energy side to cope up with the energy demand, increasing energy demand. Our Ministry of Power has developed so many star ratings. So that is why we used to go for higher star rating purchasing the electrical appliances to save energy. That is the difference. Why I'm telling these goals are also derived from the standards. That is, there are a lot of standards available. So in this for achieving this sustainable development goal. So if I talk more on standards, it will you will get bored actually side by side. So our actually the organizers of this webinar series, they have carefully chosen this topic. So they coined the topic as the effects of Corona, the effects of COVID-19 in achieving our sustainability development goals. So they carefully chosen the topic. So as you proceed further with this, as you travel with me during this during this webinar, you will definitely appreciate the importance of going for certification and standard and sticking to the standards. So how helpful it is for our sustainable growth. First of all, I want to later part of our presentation deals with the sustainability standards in brief. Before that, I want to give you an overview. What is sustainability? Sustainability is nothing but the capacity. The capacity of our present generation to avail the facilities given by the God. If you have faith on God, you take it as a God, or if you don't have faith on God, you take act of nature, whatever it is, air, water, land, even mountains, everything. So the minerals and lot of resources that is kept inside our earth and underwater, everything. So this is a ability of our present generation to enjoy everything without spoiling the future generation, also to enjoy the benefits whatever we have now without affecting their capability of enjoying. So that is the sustainable. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Am I audible to you, sir? Shall I continue?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. You are audible. You can.
Yes. Yes. So that is why this topic is everything whatever we do, whether it is domestic sector, industrial sector, education sector, food chain, transport, marine, and aircraft, and space research, everything, whatever the activity we venture, that should be sustainable in nature. That is the importance of having this chapter as a part of this web series for the internship program. I think it is a very, very useful topic. When you further move on to this presentation, so next slide, sir. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, sir. Yeah. Actually, so how to protect ourselves and also our community at large? We should have certain practices that is stipulated by our government agencies and also NGOs and the experts and medical field scientists, researchers, and many organizations involved in fighting against this corona. So that we call it as a best practices. So the best practices to prevent ourselves and also our neighbors and our community at large. So these are all very, very basic things. So you know everything, that is washing your hands. So frequent washing. So wash your hands with soap and running water. It is very difficult to have running water. As far as possible, you wash it thoroughly, not less than 18 seconds. So this is the standard. This is the best practice. If your hands are visibly dirty, you go for frequent wash. And also frequently cleaning when using the alcohol-based alcohol-based sanitizing agent on both the hands we should rub. These are all very basic things only. So these bear some meaning. You carefully listen. Then coming to protect yourself and others from the getting sickness, and then that is after whenever you happen to sneeze, whenever you happen to cough, please cover it with a handkerchief or tissue paper and then dispose it off. You please ensure that it should be disposed of in a fully covered dustbin. And after disposal also, as per the norms, it should be sent to the authorized recyclers and authorized clearing agents only. We should send it. So this is the practice. So I want to take this presentation more lively because this is the standard given by the medical experts as well as the government agencies. This is the standard. Okay. Then coming to what we practice in industry. So in our company during this pandemic time period, we have provided not even to touch. We don't have to touch the bottle containing the sanitizers, and again you don't have to touch your finger with the tap. So the pedal operated, so sanitizers, so filled with both sanitizers and water separately. Both the tanks are separated at reasonable head, so reasonable height. So to have a continuous flow of water. So this is the practice we have. We have placed more than 250 mini tanks like that in prominent locations. Our company is Chennai Petroleum Corporation. I want to introduce my company to you. We touch every day your life. We supply the essential commodities that touch your life every day. That is cooking gas, petrol, diesel, kerosene, and then aviation fuel. And then we supply naphtha for fertilizers and a lot of more than 1,200 products, downstream industries, plastics, and other petrochemical feedstock. We supply many industries in and around our Manali belt, that we call it as our company is called mother industry, petroleum mother industry. So we give feedstock to Ctex Petrochemical, Manali Petrochemical, Manali with Madras Fertilizers, and then Supreme Chemical, Tamil Nadu Petro Products, and Manali Petrochem, and Bamal Lari, and Sriram Fibers. So many more companies. So are situated, more than 28 companies are situated in and around Manali. So why I'm telling is, if you see one by one, I will see. So how much people are involved in our company. So the effects, the topic of the webinar is the effects of Corona. So how it affects various sectors. Since our company is a mother industry, we have a floating population of 1,500 employees and more than 3,000 to 4,000 contract employees daily. So of course we have restricted during this time to minimum only, that is 750 to 1,000 only. The normal location, normal time, we used to have 4,000 to 6,000 contract employees are coming, and then more than 3,000 trucks, lorries are going inside and outside, taking, loading and unloading petroleum products, not only in southern parts of the southern states of India, in the other states also, Telangana, Karnataka, Andhra, Pondicherry, and then Kerala, even up to Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Gujarat. So we supply the petroleum products. So you see, so each and every topic I will touch. So how many contract employees will be coming? So what are all the effects? How the amount of stress, what stress we have among the management also, and also the public, the people employed in public service, that is canteen suppliers, food suppliers, transporters, and then security person, and then HR person, training people, and the contract labor management people. So how much stress they have, it is a tremendous one. So coming again to these best practices. So apart from the sanitizers, each and every point, each and every point. So the next slide, please, sir. So each and every point, next slide. Google, next slide. This one. Then coming to disposing the used cloth and other things, whenever we happen to sneeze and cough. So that is one. So we actually we recommend the alcohol-based soap water after coughing or sneezing. So we should comfortably dispose it off. There is carefully dispose it off. Then coming to this very important one, that is hand gloves. So the hand gloves we recommend not these rubber or other synthetic gloves. Only cotton gloves we recommend. So because the respiratory viruses can be passed shaking hands and touching the eyes whenever you happen to use this one. So because unless certain areas, so in laboratory we use to handle chemicals. In other areas, process area, we happen to use hazardous chemicals. In this area only, acid and other things, alcohol, base and everything, we used to add chemicals to our process stream. So in these locations, in the designated places only, so the use of rubber gloves are permitted. The other areas, we are not supposed to use this one. So we used to give this gloves, one pair of gloves, and then 3 pairs of face masks, and one hand sanitizer, portable hand sanitizer. We distribute this one as a kit to all employees, not only to permanent employees, and also whoever comes in, visit the company, whether they are suppliers, contractors, and vendors, and government regulators, and any visitors, trainers, everybody. So we used to give this one. This we have as a best practice. So as far as these gloves, face mask, and disposal of these things are concerned. Then coming to the dustbins also, we located more than 1,500 dustbins in prominent locations to collect the used cloth, and we dispose it to the authorized recyclers only. We are using this one. And then training. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Next slide, sir. Next slide. This one I explained earlier. We used to sensitize our people, not only employees and other contract also. When the safety, this corona is concerned, not only when you are in the office. So off the job, on the job, you should be extremely careful. When you happen to finish your job and going to back to office, so back to home. So that time also, as far as possible, so 1 meter distance should be placed wherever you happen to meet anybody in the when you travel. So avoid touching nose, mouth, and face, parts of any parts of the face more frequently. If possible, sanitize the hands with soap agents and other sanitizers, and dispose it off. And also, when you happen to visit, when you come back from office, as far as possible, you remove the cloth and take bath immediately. So that is also important. When you happen to go for shopping, that time also, you avoid always the panic buying. So whatever you avoid frequent frequent shopping also you buy. You know very well how much you require for a certain period of time. Say, for example, 2 days or 3 days or 1 week time. So you restrict yourself visiting shops more frequently and stack the groceries and other items, fruits and vegetables as far as possible as a single purchase. The staggered purchases should be avoided. So this we used to tell not only employees and other general public also the excellent training we are giving, and we used to tell them to watch their class more frequently and frequently. And then we have many smart systems. So next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Next slide, please. Google, next slide. This one is as far as these fruits and vegetables are concerned. So there are a lot of guidelines are given. You know very well. We have to expose it up more than 6 hours in an open area and then wash it again and then store it in the fridge. That and all you know very well. So these things I want to skip. And then coming to the health part of it. Next slide, sir. So on the health part of it, we have thermal scanners. Thermal scanners. Whenever people enter on main gate, we used to scan for the temperature, abnormal temperature. Now we employed this scanner that actually I don't call it as a full body scanner. So it scans the upper part of our the head. If the temperature at the scans at these thermo scanners, what people say, it is a superficial recording of temperature. So we have employed we have procured many scanners, the body scanners, and they kept it as a precautionary method. This one, whenever the next slide, please, sir. Whenever people have temperatures, they are advised to take rest and go for the home quarantine. So these are the we have an excellent contingency plan. So whenever they find abnormal temperatures and other things, we used to ask them to stay in the house, and we have many smart systems. So the next slide, please, sir. Next slide. You might have heard about Google, sir. Next slide. This one. This is the overall best practice. This is to fight against corona. This I can call it as a mantra. So the Arogya Setu is a software developed by Government of India. As you know very well, each and every employee it has become mandatory in our company. Each and every employee should download this Arogya Setu. And also apart from this Arogya Setu, so we have our own smart systems also to record the movement of people, the vehicle, and other visitors, contractors, suppliers who were coming to our company. So that smart system is connected to our local intranet, and then and remote location. It is being scrutinized by the medical experts. If there any abnormality, if they don't maintain distance, so the pop-up message will come. If they have a connection with this mobile system, they have a warning system. So the overall framework is developed based on this slide. Be safe, be smart, be kind. This part I will come little later. So you don't treat the persons, those who are affected by corona. So they are also our colleagues. They are also our friends only. Be kind and support one another. Supportive, careful, alert, and be kind with them. Be informed about the abnormalities. Be prepared to fight against this corona. Be smart and also be safe. These are all the mantra on which many systems, many smart systems, not only Arogya Setu and other systems, that is tailor-made systems. What we have developed our own systems. These are all the systems we developed to fight against the corona. Next slide, sir. So then again coming to the next slide, please, sir. So the best thing is we have to remove the fear from the minds of the people. That is very important. For that also we have engaged many employee engagement program. We used to conduct many competitions through webinar to children, because this is the high time to conduct many programs for children, because children housewives are always staying in the house. They are not able to move. So yesterday also we conducted a yoga program. As a student society, you also involve yourself with various recreational, educational activities without going out. That is very important. So these are all the best practices we follow. And coming to the sir, next slide, sir. Next slide, please. Google, sir, next slide. This one. So these are all the things that this, as I said earlier, this pandemic is an unprecedented challenge. It threatens our health, livelihood, and peace of mind, and it breaks down the way of life. The citizens and business at large expect government to provide guidance. So we should also help government to serve to serve them better. So both public and private sector employees want leadership. That is very important. So we are each and every one of us is a leader. So that is why the sustainability standard also leading self. That is very important. The clear direction and the path forward and working environment that ensures their safety. Next slide, sir. Then we slightly move on to the effects part. So, sir, next slide, please, sir.
So Bala, I think next slide.
Then we come into the mainstream. So as I said earlier, we have 17 sustainability development goals. So United Nations have developed. These are all the 17 sustainability development goals. So in this seminar, I am not touch upon each and every slide. So the closely related goals, sustainability development goals, to help us to fight against the corona. So as I said earlier, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So these four sustainability development goals are very important. So that I will explain little later. So I will shortly tell what are they. So first one is climate action. So first I will explain this one. Then only you can appreciate the purpose of the seminar. So the climate action, that is 13. The climate crisis may be seen as a slower moving crisis than the speed of this global pandemic. What it means is a long-term effect. You don't expect this one is getting over by next week or month time. It is likely to be far more threatening forever. We don't know how it will behave. We don't know. So the climate action, that is that sustainability development goal, that is the 13. So that is the climate action. So this is linked closely to an increased livelihood of pandemic. So extreme weather events, the effect of this one is extreme weather events, drought, flooding, widespread flood, and economic and security system. You now tell me. So these things are expected immediately next week or next month. We cannot predict. So that is why this is a far more threatening one. So number one is this one, climate action. That is the sustainability goal 13. So the next one is life on land. Life on land. That is 15. So it is not in a chronological order. You see, it is after 13. It is not 14. It is 15 only. So the diseases passes from animals to humans and various insects. So whatever it is. So such as the COVID-19 will continue to rise as the world continue to see the unprecedented destruction of wild habitats by the human activity. So the degraded habitats may encourage more direct animal interaction also in future. So the rapid evolutionary processes and diversification of the diseases may occur. It is expected as pathogens spread easily to livestock and humans. To prevent further the pandemic outbreak, both the global destruction of the natural habitats for sustainable farming, mining, and housing must move to a sustainable pathway. We will explain just the important sustainable development goal only I am explaining. The next one is life below water. What is that? It's very interesting. You see, life below water. The ecosystem that sustain and protect life are just as vital as you see above land. It is equally important the things present inside water. So the decline and degradation of natural marine, coastal, and freshwater ecosystem. So and their biodiversity. So combined with increasing ocean warming, it will slowly affect our ocean warming. ocean acidification, and widespread pollution across the globe, and presents a crisis just as a series of concerns. So this is the another threatening to us. And then third one is responsible consumption of production, and that is 14 I said, 15 I said, 14 also 14. 14 is the life below water I completed. The fourth one is responsible consumption and production. What is that? Unsustainable production and consumption is perpetuated by financing, investment, and lifestyle choices. So we have to be very careful in consumption pattern also. So we have to change our pattern of lifestyle. So to consume the farming equipment, farming and also and other food items and crops, everything. Such practices have led to a depletion of natural resources and a disruption of ecosystem, and then resources, carbon intensity economics, infrastructure at a large. We will have a very bad effect, as well as the environmental health issues, and it may or may not develop health issues also. So the next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. So now, as I said earlier, sustainability is meeting the requirements of the present situation, present population, causing the adverse effect on health and the environment without depleting, without endangering the global resources for the future generation also. That is the concept of sustainability. It have a very important three components. Triple bottom, we say. The triple bottom line is the main system based on which any business to make profit, making socially, environmentally, and economically feasible and sustainable. That we will explain later. Sustainability is about more than being green. The present condition talks more about healthy condition, healthy work environment, healthy ecosystem, and energy consumption, emission reduction, global warming reduction, recycling. It is also about pollution control and fight against plastic, and protecting our marine livelihood, everything. It is also about people and all living creatures on globe. So through the sustainability, generations strive the balance between the three P's. What are the three important? People, profit, planet, to achieve the long-term success in our society. So activities. Next slide, sir. Next slide, please. The important components of the sustainability is environment. Environment is maintaining the Earth's life, support systems, ecosystems, and our aim is our utmost aim is to reduce the pollution. That is very important aim. Next one is the social component. So maintaining the community, that is the capacity, that effective participation and equality among our society. So treatment of everybody equally. Every stakeholders have equal rights in our every activity of a human. That is very important. That is a social thing. And then coming to very important, that is the economic. Economic is the maintaining an economic system that provides a non-declining standard of living. So today you are very comfortable. You should achieve tomorrow also your lifestyle should be comfortable. That is very important. That is a non-declining nature of our economic system, economic condition. So for our future generation, that is the three important components. We call it as a triple bottom: environment, social, economic. Next slide, sir. So you now just relax. 4-5 slides are the nature of beauty. Enjoy. So how diverse is our environment? How our ecosystems are beautiful. So how many things are available to enjoy in the environment? You see. So what are all the animals, birds, and then the pet animals, wild animals. So these are all very diverse in nature, complex in natural systems. They living together. So they are all the forming part of our society. You see the wonders. Next slide, sir. Next slide, please. So as we said, this is the evolving and adaptive system. So evolving nature of the living creature. So the next slide, sir. Next slide. So the integrity of these systems is a key for our resilience. So the integrity, we have to strike out a balance. So between the land, water, and the air. So So all the important natural resources should be synchronized in usage. That is very important. That is the integrity of all the basic systems is the key for our resilience. That is very important. This is the key for our sustenance. That is very important. Next slide. Next slide, sir. Next slide, please. This is the diverse nature of social system. So we are very diverse in language, very diverse in color, very the religion, regionalism, and the lifestyle. So the facilities, the poverty, everything is there. That is the diversity in the social system. Next slide, sir. As I said, it's a very complex in nature. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. So, as I said earlier, integration, the unity among diversity, very important. That is our main aims to achieve the sustainability, the sustainable development goals. That is very important. Next slide, sir. Keep them to evolve, adapt them. So that is the social system. So they should adapt to the system. Whatever the schemes, whatever the method, procedure, whatever you ask them to develop, that should be easily accessible, easily adaptable, and also they should not stress them to adapt. That is the keep them to evolve and adapt. That is very important. Next one, sir. Changing world. So the development, technology development, you should not hinder the achievement of sustainable development goals. Next one, sir. Next one, sir. So if we cannot one particular model, the sustainability model, to suit to our all locations, all parts of the world, even across the globe. So one system may be suitable to Africa, one system may be suitable to people living very thickly populated area. One may not be so successful in people in advanced countries and developing countries. So these are all there is no one particular size that fit into their requirement. So next one, sir. As I said earlier, so this is also slightly the first four I said very closely related, So these sustainable development goals, that is 1, 2, 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 12. So these things are included. 13, 14, the 12, 13, 14, 15. These are included. Apart from this, we should not have poverty. That is the aim of goal number 1. Zero hunger. We should eradicate poverty. We should fight against hunger. So previous slide, sir. Previous slide, sir. Previous slide, sir. No. This one. Okay. So the goal 6 is clean water and sanitation. This is closely important to our present condition. And also 7, affordable and clean energy. And then sustainable cities, developing green cities, green building, and then sustainable consumption of production, as I said earlier, responsible consumption of production. And then we have to change our lifestyle to fulfill this requirement, goal number 12. And then goal number 13 is very important, climate action. And then 14 is life below water, and 15 is life at land, and then 17 is partnership for the goals. That is very important, 17 goals. So next slide, sir. As I said that the beginning of the presentation, these are all voluntary standards. The development is the outcomes of the conference on, as you know very well, which took place in the Paris, Geneva, on 28th to 29th November 2017. So the voluntary standards support the achievement of the sustainability development goals. They are the tools. So they are the enablers to achieve the requirements of the standards. So in different ways, different fashion. So to suit the particular region, particular area, particular country, particular people, particular religion, particular the society. So the standards like other international standards like ISO. So there are so many standards are there. So 26,000 standards tells about the social accountability, and then guidance to all types of the organization. So these are all the standards. These are all the standards voluntarily adopted by many organizations in the world. So the United Nations Working Party on Regulatory Cooperation and Standardization Policies, actually our aim is to lower the cost, facilitate the trade globally, and enable them to achieve their business successfully, and improve the access to the critical technologies. So we have to upgrade our technology and also safer technology without spoiling our ecosystem and environment, while protecting the health, safety of consumers, workers, end users, and also the preserving our natural environment. These are all the things taken care by the sustainability goals. So next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Next slide, please. Sir, next slide. So, okay. Okay, this one, as I said earlier, we have a very important standards, 9001. It is the previous one, sir. Previous slide. Uh, no, sir, no, sir. Previous slide. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide, sir. You stop. So as I said, so each and every standard developed by International Organization for Standardization, that is ISO standard, we have many standards to certify, to get it certified. 9000 series for quality management system, 14,000 series for environmental system. Now so far we have British standard. So the British people are the pioneers in the development of standards. They not only ruled India and many countries 100 years before, 75 years before. They rule even today the entire world by standards. They are the people develop standards and norms and specifications and supply to across the globe. Standard development of standards, their main business. Their national income, majority of the national income is developing standards. So this, as you know very well, Denmark is famous for milk production. Cuba is famous for sugar production. So Manchester is famous for cloth. So like that. So this UK is famous for developing standards. So far, we had occupational health and safety management system only British standard. That we call it as BS. BS stands for British, the British standard. OHSAS, Occupational Health Safety Assessment Series, 18,000. Actually, a need arrived. Why the entire world should have a locally developed system, that too a country specific standard that is developed by country. It's a good standard actually. It's a very good standard. But the need realized that the International Organization for Standardization felt, why don't you have the international standard for occupational health and safety? In September 2018, they released the standard, international standard, that is called it as a 45,000 series. So that is also helpful, very helpful in this pandemic, this corona pandemic. So that standard helps a lot to fight against the ill effects of this COVID-19. So I fit the relevant sustainability development goals. What are all the sustainability development goals fit into the standard? The number 1, 5, 9, 12, 14 talks about standards. And other things are standard about, as I given in the slide, it talks about 14,000, that is environment standard. So like that, the sustainability development goals are widespread activities, so taken care by the international standards also. So next one, sir. Next one. Next slide, sir. Now we come to very important portion of this webinar, the impacts of sustainable development goals. So sustainability development goals, how this COVID-19 affects negatively. So to prevent us to make a hindrance to achieve the sustainable development goals. So this portion, I want to touch upon different sectors. So otherwise it will get bored. So I want to how this COVID-19 affected different sectors of society, different sectors. Sector means automobile industries, marine field, research field, education institution, and other food chain, restaurant, hotels. So one by one, very interesting. So side by side, I will tell you. So what are all the best practices? What are all the standard practices that we adopted to fight against this coronavirus? So the first sector we will see. So next slide, sir. This one. This is a very important sector affected by that is the effect of even I can rate the effect of the worst part of it corona hit the service sector. What is the service sector? The people daily helps us, policemen, that is sanitary workers, and medical field doctors, and paramedical force, health industry people, on hospitals, and many government regulatory agencies, revenue people, metro water, electricity board, and drainage board, and even corporations, panchayat board, and they are all the people. Uh, they have a very bad time, a very miserable time every day they have. They suffer like anything. So the worst effect of this corona, the number one, the worst hit is public service. So how we will see how I can call them. The previous slide, sir, previous slide, public service. They are the first responders, including police, medical, doctors, nurses, as well as many regulatory bodies, as I said, police people, revenue people, corporation workers, electricity board, water supply, drainage workers. So the highest exposure to the illness is the public service people. They have become ill. So the saddest part of it is every day we used to hear the media. So they also started affected. Many fatality occurs to the public service people, the people involved in the activities to protect us. They are the forefront. They are the soldiers. So kept. Even I can say they are the gods. So to protect us from this pandemic. So they become victims. The first responders become victims. If it happens, so we cannot survive. The survival of the people becomes a very big question mark. So they are the people in the forefront. They should be protected. So they can still be expected to render services because so they have their own responsibility. Even though they are affected, they take risk and then again resume to duty. That is the greatness of their service. So despite their own suffering, they are people. That is why I call them as a god. So then the law enforcement authority. First responders. The next one is the law enforcement discipline. So we always live behind the discipline, behind the order, rules, regulations. So the police people, the other regulators, so the others also face violence. So harassment from the citizens. We neglect their directions. Even we go to the extreme stage of fighting with policemen, fighting with the revenue, fighting with the collectorate people. So they become they receive harassment from citizens. This should be avoided. So who resist the restrictive measures? As custodians of public goods, they transport our food items, water, drinking water, daily milk supply. Public servants, they are also public servants. So the indispensable conduits of the recovery system is the first responders. So many public servants are working on government day to day, 24/7 they are working. So to take care of this crisis, to safeguard us, while at the same time they are also facing the greatest risk of become victims. So then public servants are people too, and they are struggling with the challenges of working from home. So as we come to office and then we return to home. Yeah. Can you see? Can you see a doctor after attending duty. They cannot come to their house directly. So they have to quarantine themselves into some other area. Then only they can visit. They stay outside for more than 15 days, I know. So what is the pathetic condition for them? So these are all the public service. These are the worst affected persons, public servants. So some of the best practices we applied in our company. We used to provide them good shelter. The people, those who deployed in Manili area, the entire revenue people, the entire police person, the entire sanitary workers, we provide them some, we taken some Kalyana Mandapam and then some big halls. So we ask them to, we identified some food providers, we supply them regularly water, transport facilities, everything. From there, they attend duties from all industries and Manali area. So we take care of their first responders, the public services. They also come under the scanner. We used to provide them all facilities like medical facilities. If they feel sick, we provide them the facilities, and then we continuously monitor for their health condition. So these type of services we provide from our company side. So next slide, sir. The next effect, the next very important area, the effect of corona is the transport sector. So the spread of the transport sector, transport sector. Next one. Yes, transport, the previous one. Previous one. The transport sectors, I can say these are the key enabler to spread the virus to people like anything, sir. It is the carrier. I can say this is the carrier of the transport system. Next slide, sir. Transport. You stay for some time. This slide. The spread of COVID, many countries around the world, country borders and the district borders, state borders, even though we have very restrictions to cross the borders, we have a very miserable time. People are crossing without permission and all. So the restrictions on border crossing on national, state and highways. So the waiting time is very important, very the worst hit for the travelers. So we have to wait in a long queue in the areas of borders. So forced the quarantine, mandatory testing is compulsory, and the discrimination of the persons having affected by corona and the persons having symptoms of corona. So the discrimination is a very pathetic condition here, the transport sector. The lack of focus on national roadways and then interstate borders, so needed much coordinated effort. That is very important. And due to the closure of the roadside restaurant, drivers and then commuters, how they can take food. So in our company, you see, you wonder. So 4,000, 5,000 trucks are loading petroleum products. It takes from Tamil Nadu to Rajasthan. It takes more than 15 days. So during the travel, how they get money, how they get water, how they get food. For that, our company has provided water cans in their lorry and food as far as non-perishable items, some food packets, other biscuit packets, and other food items. Also, we give them to take care of during their travel time. So this is the next worst hit area. That's the transport system. The next one, sir. Next slide. Then food chain. Food chain, very important. This is the area. This is the location. The corona spreads like anything. Food. Food chain. What is the food chain? So, for example, in our company, we have 34 canteen. Why? Why we should have 34 canteen? You know, we had some 18 control rooms. The distance between one control room to the next control room is several kilometers, 2 to 5 kilometers. Like ISRO, the launching pad and the main research center laboratory is geographically separated by several kilometers. So the food has to be transported to the employees, those who are working there. They are not supposed to leave from the control room. So 8 hours they have to stay there. So in that condition, So how to transport the food safer way? So how to pack the food? How to serve them better? How to transport them better? So it is a very, very critical task nowadays. So to adequate number of food workers to suppliers, canteen food suppliers should be there, and their health conditions should be monitored. That is very important because they handle food. Food is, as you know very well, hygiene. Hygiene is closely related with food. The hardest hit in this corona is small and medium-sized food retail businesses, small tea shops and small restaurants, and people in the roadside making idli, dosa. They are the worst hit. They how can we protect them from spread of this corona? Which have no alternate. So the merchants, the street vendors, and then travelers, they should take food from the roadside food makers only. There is no other go. So in the condition, as far as possible, we should change our lifestyle. We should change our pattern of taking food. So not in plates, in the disposable thing. In our company, we used to pack the food and then keep it in the separate location. They will come and collect at that designated time and designated location. This type of practices we also practice. As far as possible, the cash payment to make we should avoid. So we, as far as possible, we should use the card for the payment. So unnecessary touching of another carrier is also the coins and rupee. So the money handling is avoided in food chain, and avoid the both the workers of the food chain. So they have to be monitored for their health and sanitary conditions, the hygiene practices. They should have full coverage of face mask while serving food, transporting food, and making the food, preparing the food. So they should have hairnet and then full gloves on both the hands and shoes and everything they should have. So this is the another very important trust area, food chain. Next one, sir. Next slide, please. Next slide, sir. This is cloth, textile, leather, and footwear industries. Maximum number of employees, especially women employees, employed is the apparel industry. That is the textile industry. The lot of sieving machines will be placed. We should keep distances between the sieving machine. So we have to separately store the raw materials storage. We should restrict the movement of the people in the thickly populated area, the textile industries, and then the cloth making business, and the cloth shops, and also textile shops, and then the leather industries also falls under the same category. So they also the similar type of manufacturing system. They should have. They still more critical leather industry. They handle chemicals also to treat the leather and treating the leather and storing. These are all the textiles also. They use extensively the chemicals, textile chemicals, and then footwear industries. So these industries are committed to supporting the government also. So they take more care in social distancing, the screening of their health. Since they employ more women employees, so they have a specific threat also for women employees. So the footwear industries, as I said earlier, the cloth, textile, leather, footwear industries, prominently the footwear industries, more than 80% of the employees are women employees. So these industries are working closely with government regulators. They should strictly adhere to the norms provided by the government. The task force is separately formed to support the production of PPE, personal protective equipment. Now they completely stopped the ornamental clothing and other cloth. So they fully involved in making the PPE, personal protective equipment, the cloth, washable gloves and face masks. They are fully involved in making the personal protective equipment. Why I am telling is the production of these face masks, gloves, and the other protective cloths, the cleaning cloths. The hospital, they use bed sheets so for sanitary purpose. So cleaning our wound and then cleaning our cleaning cloth, the protective cloth, what doctors and nurses having during treating the corona patient, they have to be thrown out. They again recycled. So people are involved. The employees working in the cloth industries, textile industries, the leather industries are they have enhanced their production capacity. So they are also very vulnerable people, vulnerable location. We should care, extreme care should be taken. That is why our government has developed a separate SOP, that is standard operating procedure, exclusively for this cloth industry. Next one, sir. Next one. Next one. The education sector. This is very important. Now, what you are doing, what our students are doing, we are very thankful to IGEN. The student society should never forget the service of the IGEN. We never thought of the internship program some 4 years, 5 years back. We have to go to industry. For that, we have to seek a person to recommend us to get the internship in industries. That too, the industries, all industries will not permit at a time. We should wait the May, June only. So during our vacation time only, they will allow. That is not sure that everybody is getting the internship program unless we know people there. You see the other side of the ill effects, bad effects of corona. The other good effects, we should take in the positive way. The corona pandemic has changed entirely the pattern of our education system. So we never thought of talking to you, such a huge number of people. So we have to seek to take this webinar in a class means. So how much transport is involved, how much fuel is involved, how much food we should provide them, so how much crowd will be there. We should seek a big training hall, a training projector. You see, completely changed. So these are all the positive effects of corona. So now the education institutions have changed their pattern of education also through webinars, distant learning, and also through teleconferencing. So the education institution consider this one as a measure of more relaxed. Whenever you find time, you can learn. The safety of learning is assured. All the participants are separated. They are not located in a single location. They need not to have a protective equipment. PPE, social distancing is protected. Providing lessons through the video conferencing and online learning platform is a better method. So through that is even we can go one step forward when that situation is changed. When you come to normal conditions, we should continue this type of learning also. We should develop our own intranet system in each and every education institution. We should continue this. The greater attention needs to be paid how this technology helps us in integrated learning, including the vital role of teachers. So we link the industry people also. So people like me. So industry and academic collaboration is possible during this distance learning. Even schools also, they started learning through even 3rd standard, 4th standard also nowadays started learning through this web learning. So this related person, so the family income can hinder the access to the social distancing. That is also there. So everybody should be assured of accessing to the system. The poor people is not having the facility. So that is also to be taken care. This is another area. I can say a lot of difficulties are there in taking exam and other things. The positive effect are observed there in the education system. Next slide, sir. Other effects. Next slide, sir. Next one, sir. Agriculture sector. This is a very important in the forefront of COVID-19. You see, the food security is very important. We should be rest assured. So we should continue to get the rice, wheat, sugar, everything, whenever we want, whatever the quantity we need. That is very important. That we call it as a food security at affordable price. That is very important. So the many agricultural workers are unable to lift themselves this pandemic time. The problem is they produce more. They don't have facility to transport to the retail area. That is a very pathetic condition for the farmers. The coordinated policy should respond in the right direction to move whatever the produced agricultural products should reach the end users. So that is very important. All the perishable commodity, all the vegetables and fruits should be transported. So within the specific time, otherwise they should not be useful. So that also should be taken care. All the perishable items like fruit, vegetables, meat, fish, milk, flowers, particularly they are worst affected during this pandemic period. The restrictions also on the movement, many restrictions in the crossing the borders, crossing the interstate, that also affected the farmers from accessing the markets to bring the materials, whatever they produce, food materials. They are not able to reach the end users. That is, they are not able to bring to the shops. That is also the worst affected area. So panic buying is also another important. The so whenever we used to have these lockdown is extended for another 3 days, another 10 days, another 15 days, the panic buying started. This should be avoided. So panic buying means packing too much. So in our house, that is also may result in a price hike. So unnecessarily the merchants will increase the price. So the increased price is another volatility in the food industry. So next slide, sir. Next one. Next one. This one is a very important, and the general public, they don't know the intricacy, the difficulty, the hardship, what they have in the marine side. Marine, you know, ship. Whatever you see the traffic in the road, that you can see in the sea also. I am the out person because I am the coordinator for crude oil movement for my company. I have seen more than 600 big ship. Big ship means you can do cycling in the ship, in the deck area. So one ship can carry 1,40,000 metric ton of crude oil. So the discharge time, once it reaches from Paris countries, it takes 10 to 12 days. Once it reaches the Chennai port, to unload the crude to our industry through pipeline, underground pipeline, it takes 2 to 3 days. You see, 10 to average, on an average of 10 to 15 people are there in the ship. It takes 12 to 13 days to reach, to load the crude onto our place, to Chennai. You see, when they sail, when they go inside sea. So whenever, what are the difficulties they have, you know, when they reach shore side also, they don't have food. They don't have the customs formalities are there. Their relatives, their child, their children, their wife waiting in the shore. So these type of things we have taken care. Our company has taken care of marine people. We help them in clearing the customs formalities and other things. The special regulatory measures also taken. Preparation of guidelines for the crew changes. We used to have a lot of crew members, what they call the crew members. They are employed, captain, vice captain, and then first officer, second officer, like that. They have 13 people, 12 to 13 people, depending upon the size of the ship. So we help them. Inability to make the crew, the expiry of their medical facility, medical certificate, we use them, we help them. So these are all the restrictions in the marine side also. Our ship side also, a lot of problems are there due to this cyclone, flood, and other conditions, climatic conditions. So in the conditions, during this corona side time also, so uneven transport of crude oil, that affected our industry. So particularly our industry and coal industry and power plant, those who get their coal from many sides, container industries. So many industries are affected during this pandemic. Next slide, sir. Next slide. I think we are coming to the closing session. The critical solutions across, we categorize the 3 dimensions are important. First thing is respond to the crisis situation. That is very important. We should respond to the crisis. Decision making is very important. Leadership is very important. Somebody should be there to guide in case of, you see, certain area in Chennai, even nothing wrong to mention, certain areas like Rayapuram and Kodambakkam, in few locations, that the positive side is increasing like anything. So we should respond to the crisis group. So to prepare ourselves to mitigate the impact of the health and economic shock also there. So their people are in containment area, so they cannot move. So their income potential is completely blocked. So the economic shock will be there. They don't have money. They don't have supply of food because already they are in the containment area. They cannot move. So these are all the response to the crisis situation. For that we need policies. We need leadership. We need direction. So the right direction is very important. So the protecting healthy and working condition of the first responders. So those who are volunteers, policemen, revenue workers, they should concentrate more on this area, crisis area. Then next condition is managing the pandemic operation. The next, we should respond quickly to the crisis area. The next one is what is the pandemic operation? This is a very localized problem. So community-based agencies to engage the citizens and share accurate and consistent information, provide vital services through the secure supply chain activity. The pandemic operation, I can tell one thing. There are two very big locations in Chennai. That is Rajiv Gandhi Hospital and Omandura Hospital. So these are the two locations. The pandemic operations are carried out at very big magnitude. So in that condition, in that area, we should care frequent communication system, frequent essential commodities distribution, and frequent supply of food, water, electricity, uninterrupted supply of oxygen, uninterrupted supply of medicine, uninterrupted supply of cloth, uninterrupted supply of protective equipment for the employees, doctors, paramedical force, nurses. That is very important. Managing the activities in the pandemic operation area is very important. The best example is the hospital and the rehabilitation centers and colleges, schools, so hired for keeping the people, affected people there. That is the next important area, pandemic, managing the pandemic operation. The last one is long-term recovery. Long-term recovery. What is that long-term recovery? This is the quarantine time is over. That quarantine time is cyclic in nature. One fellow will come, that other fellow will go. So that is why the media says, so more than our recovery rate is more. Recovery one way we are happy. So the people after recovery going back to their house, that number is also increasing considerably. So every day we are seeing from 700 to 800, 800 to nowadays it crosses 1000. Even a day before yesterday, and 1,200 people are daily recovered from the illness and going back to that. That is the recovery part is very important. For that also we have to think, devise, and ensure the operations are taken carefully. Next one, sir. Next slide. Next slide. So everything over, sir. Let us assume we are coming back to the normal condition slowly. So I wish to have that should happen at least in 1 or 2 months. So we are back to our normal condition. Then again, we should create value to the recovery process. How we can create value to the recovery process? That is the foremost important portion of our fighting. First part, as I said, crisis concentration, concentrate on crisis. Next one is the pandemic, concentrating on the pandemic operation. Third one is the recovery part. So this sustainable development in industries, not only in industries, domestic sector, transport sector, marine sector, education sector, food sector, this is the cloth, the textile sector, all sectors should come back quickly to the normal condition and resume our operations smoothly. For that, what needs? The limitations imposed on the state of technology and the social organization should be relaxed, should be modified suitably. So that is why the value creation in the recovery portion is very important. So we should continuously feed the requirements of the people. So again, is another phase of the sustainable development. The limitations imposed on the supply chain and developing the country, their goals and social development is also to be taken care. There is a very important portion, recovery portion. The next one, sir. Next one, sir. Next slide. This, as I said, this is a very important portion. What is, why this is important? It doesn't mean that the person having affected by corona will not again affected by, there is no theory, proven theory is there. Again, we may also, the same person may also be affected. But that is what the theory says. So that is the repetition. Again, coming back to the original condition, this should not happen. It is a question of survival. It is a question of survival. You should not be so lenient. Today, the world of rising energy prices, you see, now the electricity board is relaxed because of economic shock happened, because the people are not having enough income. So they have postponed now. So they have given some concession in the due date for paying the money, electricity. I'm not very particular about electricity. Other energy resources also, the prices chances may be there. So the energy prices may also go up. In that condition, recovery portion is very important always. Increased natural resources, rapid changes in the climate. We are going to have rain season, monsoon session. So other sessions are also, other threats are there. Spread of virus, other type of virus, may not be in the name of corona. Other type of our people are already having a problem in their health, the recovery phase. The rapid changes in the climate, growing competition from emerging economies. The people, those who have closed down their industries, they are slowly starting their industries. They don't have money. They are not in a position to pay the bonus and other overtime and other things. Even the basic needs also, they struggle very much. They have to restart our business. In that condition, the emerging economies and increased consumer concern, the consumption also may go high. People are not ready to buy bike, car now. It is not the condition going to be continued in after 2-3 months also. They slowly started buying. They will start buying cars and other things. Production rates we should cope up. In that condition, sustainable value creation is the survival of the industry. So supply value creation. What I mean value creation is we have to cut down the natural resources as far as possible. Cut down the consumption of water, consumption of energy, consumption of other valuable resources. Everything we should cut down. We should concentrate more on value creation. How? I don't know. Okay, shall I take another 5 to 10 minutes, sir? Google, sir.
Yes, sir. You can take.
Okay, sir. So I will take another 5 to 10 minutes maximum. The value creation part is very important. As far as the sustainable development, how it is, I will explain. So next slide. Go to next slide. Next slide, sir. Sir, the value creation part here, we should not be with our folded hands. So government will give everything. Government will give subsidy. Government will take care. No, that is not the situation. It is not the hands of government regulators or policy makers. We should make ourselves our resources a more effective way. So industry has a significant role in achieving the sustainable development. Industry needs to be more proactive role in balancing the economy back to the system without affecting the environment. That is very important. So far, the industries are not letting their effluent to the ground, to the river in some locations. Leather industries, textile industries, other even my own company, that is a petrochemical industries, petroleum industries. They are the major contributors for land and water pollution, air pollution also. They should, when they come back to normal, they should take care of protecting our environment, climate change conditions, pollution norms. We should strictly adhere to the norms and other rules and regulations. Next slide, sir. Next slide. Next slide, sir. The value creation, very interesting story I can tell. It is before this corona scenario. Now only we have the corona situation. So before corona also, before corona itself, The major global industries have achieved this sustainability for global manufacturing industries. The biopharma is a pharmaceutical industry, and Novo Nordisk and Biogen, they're very famous. You might have heard about that. They are the pharmaceutical industry. They have ventured in energy efficiency, waste reduction, change of their product pattern, and other ecological measures. The financial services, the ANS Bank, and an American bank, and the CSB Bank. The banks that are also contributed more in sustainability development. How we can say they don't have raw material, they don't produce cycle, they don't produce car, they don't produce food items, they don't produce electronic item, but they handle only paper. What they did, they completely abolished the paper usage of paper. Every transaction is a e-transaction. So only electronic media they adopted, and good the sustainability practices they have. The business culture has developed. They are very happy. The IINS and the Westpac, these are the two banks substantially made a big saving. And one famous car manufacturer, BMW, Toyota, they significantly reduce the energy efficiency and pollution. Why I'm telling all those things? When we come back to the normal, we should have the model. They are the model, role model for us. These firms have all made strong commitments to sustainability. They created value to the production system by reducing their resources, by reducing electricity, by carefully using, by conserving energy, conserving water, conserving other resources. So recycling of the product, reuse of the product, waste material, packing material, everything. They made it a big saving. So we should continue after our recovery process. When we come back to normal after Corona, we should practice this. What they achieved, that should also we should have. Next slide, sir. The Nike, the famous Nike is a footwear company. Nike shoe. They have focused on reducing wastages, minimizing the carbon footprint. They completely stopped the fabric material. They have gone in for some other material, eco-friendly material, biodegradable material. The raw material changed itself. The raw material itself they changed. The dyeing process they changed. So thereby reducing the amount of dye, the effluent discharge that is reduced. And the Unilever, Hindustan Unilever, they touch our life every day. Soap, talcum powder, face powder, toothpaste, and then the deodorant and detergent, washing detergent, everything they make. Hindustan Unilever and Nestle, famous for food products, Nestle food products, milk products, chocolate, everything. How they saved? So they have very strong carbon footprint, commitment in carbon footprint. Normally, they are called as FMCG, fast moving consumer durable company. Fast moving consumer durable means the movement of their products are huge in nature. Biscuit packet they produce in lakhs, soap they produce in lakhs, talcum powder they produce in lakhs and crores. Many processes to reduce. And the Walmart is a supply chain, food supply chain, and the grocery shop they run. They also optimize their company. Normally, these companies consume more water. That is why our people always protest setting up these industries, the beverage industries in our country. So they consume more water. At the same time, they produce more pollution also. So they have consumed the consumption of water is reduced in Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So these are all some examples I say. So next one, sir. Next one, sir. Only 2 or 3 slides are there. So these are all the wide spectrum of activities. The energy side is wind generation. The retail outlet I showed solar heater, domestic solar, flat rate collector, solar cookers, organic and the food paper recycling. So the degradable and then energy conservation measures, and then this rainwater harvesting. Every building should be equipped with this rainwater harvesting, grid connected solar power. So and then sustainability awareness program, sustainability reporting. So how much we save, how much. So what can be measured, that only can be saved. That is a famous saying. So whatever the quantity we consume, how much quantity we saved, So unless we have accounting and reporting, we cannot achieve anything. That is why the sustainability reporting is also important. And then energy auditing. So auditing process is important. Waste of fuel is reduced. Biofuel plantation should be encouraged, and the tree plantation should be encouraged. More number of trees should be planted, and development of green building. That is also a very big target for the sustainable development goals. The next slide, sir. Next slide. These are all the thrust area: energy consumption, and then this what I said is safe drinking water, healthcare, clean energy production, rainwater harvesting. So education, better education, education for all, healthcare products, and then deforestation should be avoided. Cutting plant. If you happen to you cut one tree, you plant 10 trees. So like that, the environment protection, education system, empowerment, women empowerment. So these are all the thrust areas. These are the thrust areas of sustainable development. Next slide, sir. Press enter, sir. Press enter. Transportation alternatives, we should think of electrical cars, green buildings, so energy efficient buildings with inbuilt rainwater harvesting, waste management and recycling, the biodegradable items we should use for packing, sustainable food services, as I said earlier, how to serve, how to make, how to transport, how to dispose the waste after taking food, the packing material, solar energy utilization. As far as possible, everybody should have our own solar panel for our own requirement of hot water and other small appliances supply. So these are all the best practices to take care of environment and the social as well as balance the economy. So next slide, sir. This is the final slide. I want to ask one question from students. So how this picture looks like? I think the participants can see us, sir. All participants can see the picture. Can see the picture, sir.
Giving the
okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So if you happen to see this picture, how it looks like? It is like a helmet. Our life is a head. If you take care of operational excellence, if you take care of business perspective, brand image, how brand image will come? Unless you supply uninterrupted supply, whenever people need, that time you should supply at affordable price, at with a clean, without adulteration. You should give. That alone will give you a brand image. That alone will enhance your business. So that brand image is important. Customer service is important. So all those things I am talking about after this recovery phase, after this corona pandemic is over, we should quickly adhere to these standards. So customer service is important. Financial prudence is important. We should be financially sufficient. No economic shock should be there in the business. We should have our cash flow. So then only we can run our business. And then leverage between the assets and investing our people. Investing our people is education, awareness, creating awareness, training, and then better understanding about the situation, better conscious about saving our natural resources. So these are all the basic things, very basic things. So I think Corona has taught us very many things. So only thing is we should take forward. We should not leave once the Corona is over. It is a lifetime teaching, lifetime lesson. We should always adhere to the standards and practices to shape our future, so to have a better future, better development. Next slide, sir. If you have the same practices in the COVID area, we should define our policies. We should strictly adhere to the conditions. If you implement this figure, the Corona is like a yaman, so we can easily kill that yaman. So yeah, we can eradicate this corona completely, sir. So next slide, sir. Next. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I welcome the participants to interact more. Any questions not only connected with this corona and the other areas of education also, you are most welcome to ask questions, sir. Google, sir. Google, sir, I want to leave the floor for interaction. Who is Vijay Srikanth? He is asking some question. Welcome. Any response, sir? From student side.
Can you hear, sir?
Yes, very much.
So you have taken back the question, sir. Which is
Yeah. You tell me.
what measure has been
Sir?
as a,
No, sir. It is not continuously coming.
maybe you can get inside the chat box, sir. You can see the last
Chat box. I will see, sir. I will see. Chat box. Okay. What is sir? What measures CPCL has taken? I think Sarumati has asked one question. Am I audible to you, sir?
very clear.
Yes, sir. Sarumati had asked one question. What measures CPCL has taken to sustain as an industry with SDG goals? I told so in the life underwater, as I say, life and land, all the sustainability very closely related with Corona. The 12, 13, 14, and 15. I think we have taken all measures to take care of the sustainability goal. Moreover, as a public sector company, we have to produce every year on sustainability reporting initiative. So that we call it as a GRI, Global Reporting Initiative, GRI. Some standard is there. So according to the standard, so whatever the activities we have taken care to achieve this sustainability development, we have to produce this report, this GRI format. So we have to submit to the government. So we have taken many steps already. We spend crores and crores of rupees for this sustainability development goal.
Okay, sir.
For example, we are running our own polytechnic. We have completely changed our learning system and learning management system LMS. We have developed intranet and e-learning webinars we conduct. We are going to launch all learning and valuation. Everything is through web learning only, electronic form only. And also we have one world famous refinery engineering school of training. We call it as a resort. The high level advanced training in the area of petroleum sector we are giving. So in that resort also we have modernized. So the learning is through web. So as a sustainability development goal, we have developed many the crude transportation. We previously we used to have leak in the pipeline, so which has been laid 50 years before. So we completely changed. We have laid new pipeline. So bigger size. So we considerably reduced the waiting time at the ship also. So that we have taken care of the ecosystem and also the marine side. And then food chain also, we procure all materials and also the food suppliers from neighborhood villages only. We have a policy not to bring people from not above 5 kilometers. So we provide employment to the canteen employees within 5 kilometers. So within neighborhood villages only. We procure our food items, fruits, vegetables, and everything in the local farmers only. So these are all the some of the steps we have taken. We have got our own power generation system completely optimized. Like that, lot of initiatives we have taken.
Yes. I think.
Yes, tell me. Tell me, sir. Tell me.
Money.
Yes, sir. What are the opportunities available in oil industry? One more question. Next question. Sir, am I audible to you, sir?
Yes.
Hello? Am I audible? Can I continue?
Continue.
What are the opportunities available in oil industry for electrical engineers? So one question is that. So not only in our company, so a lot of other oil majors are also recruiting people, electrical engineers, not only electrical engineers, mechanical engineers. Our system is, we are the group company of Indian Oil. So Indian Oil have more than 8 oil companies, oil refineries all over the India. We are the group company. We have, so for our requirement also, they globally recruit people. They conduct entrance exam. They recruit people. They recruit engineers from different disciplines, different regions, different states. It's the all India test. You carefully watch in the internet. Whenever the requirement is coming, you apply. So we get people from centralized recruitment, that is from Indian Oil. Then next question is, what actions can we take today to remain competitive under a different future scenario? Yeah, it is a very interesting question. Very important question also. Is really we are going to, I am not threatening, I am not discouraging anybody. In the positive side also I am telling, very tough time we are going to have, not in the areas of getting employment. The business will evolve under very stiff competition. So we have to enter into a very tough time where we have to consume our resources with utmost care. So in that condition, yes, practically we may have a lot of problems in the income front, in transport front, in the lifestyle front, in employment front. In all areas we will have a problem. So don't worry about it. It is a cyclic only. So it will change. It will take its own phase of operation. The next question: what are the ways to get a job in CPCL for chemical engineers? Again, as I said earlier, we are the group company of Indian Oil. So you carefully watch the site in the internet, Indian Oil site. They globally recruit people. So we get the recruited engineers, selected engineers from them. So recently we recruited in different disciplines, chemical, electrical, mechanical, civil, 2 batches, each 34 engineers, totally 8 engineers we have recruited through Indian Oil. Okay, then what are the safety precautions taken in your industry during this pandemic? I explained everything. Thank you for answering the question. Okay, in CPCL, involved in training students, people related to safety health, SDG other than its own institution. What are the CPCL practices in discharging any pollutant with effluent in measures? Yeah. So actually, we have a MINA standard, minimum national standard, zero discharge, everything. As you know very well, I think the person asked this question definitely have some background in this area. I can explain him. As far as this air pollution is concerned, that we call it as a AAQM, ambient air quality monitoring system. If you when you happen to see our company in the gate itself, it is electronically display will be there. So it is connected directly with the stacks of boilers and furnaces. It is connected to the central pollution board and the state pollution board. So they also watch their emission standards. So we have to strictly follow the standards followed by the stipulated by the regulatory authority, both central and state. Then sir, based on this pandemic, can we save the SDG on water and sanitation? Yeah, definitely. So what we have, we have our own. It's an excellent question. So it is very relevant to our industry also. We have our sewage, the tertiary treatment plant, sewage treatment plant, and desalination plant. So people might have heard about one area, this Manali area. We are collecting sewage water and we treat it there itself. It is on par with the drinking water quality. Only thing is we use this mindset is the problem. We use this water to our own requirement, boiler and other process things to generate steam. We have our own desalination plant also. We get our process water. So the requirement of water for process requirement is also met with our own. We are self sufficient about our water requirement. Then any other question? How privatization of major industries affecting their working? How privatization of major industries affecting their working? I am not the right person to comment on this. I am not an economist. I am not an industrialist. Okay, anyhow, global scenario, privatization have both the positive and the negative effects also. How you take care of all the requirements of our society, that is very important. So the purpose of privatization should be achieved. That is very important. So in a chemical industry aspect, CPCL, sustainable development, by passing the gate examination, we can join CPCL. I don't know exactly the requirement given by the Indian Oil. Indian Oil, you visit the Indian Oil site. As I said earlier, we are the group company of Indian Oil. The recruitment process is taken care by Indian Oil Company centrally. They recruit for all their refineries, 8 refineries, along with our refinery also. So you please visit Indian Oil Refinery for the terms and conditions. Is the separate exam for CPCL? No. You have to watch the Indian Oil site. Sometimes the same copy is pasted in CPCL site also. You visit both CPCL and Indian Oil. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When we cross Manali to Manali Newton area, we could smell some chemicals throughout the area. Any measure taken so far? To everyone, our suggestions on the same. Okay, I don't deny. So this happens. People are always asking how pure is air around Manali. So many articles are coming in the papers, newspapers also. It's not any secret. As you say, when you cross Manali, this is not from our company. It is not. It is a very big chemical industries belt. So due to climatic conditions and other things, many times people from authorities from pollution control board and central both central and state visits not only to our company, other chemical industries also. So if at all they find any shortfall, they rectify. They issue notices also to rectify. So we have to take care. Otherwise, running the industry itself is a very big problem. Okay, nowadays. So that much is very strict norms, pollution norms have come. What is the criteria to get inside the private petrochemical companies like SR Oil, etc.? Again, it is a common question only. So you have to watch the individual websites. So a lot of openings are there.
Sir, are you audible, sir?
Yes, audible. Very much, sir. Anything?
Answer.
Hello? Sir, all discipline people from students from all disciplines are participating, sir.
Yes. We have a chemical, GCE, and then
Yeah. Chemical.
mechanical.
I'm not getting, sir, clearly. Only chemical, sir.
Here,
What one question? So am I audible to you, sir?
yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes. Shall I answer? Some more questions come. Shall I continue?
Go ahead, sir. You can.
What? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. What measures are taken by oil industry to rapid increase in consumption of LPG petrol during the pandemic? I don't know much about petrol. Petrol, I think we have a substantial decrease in consumption because of the non-restricted movement of vehicles on road. So this, as far as this LPG is concerned, LPG consumption has gone up because, as you know very well, people are at home. Their requirements are increasing like anything during this time. But no news from any sectors of the society, any part of the city, that shortage of LPG is there. So during the stipulated time, so normally whenever how many days within how many days they are getting, so the normal time is maintained. No report on non-availability of this LPG, sir. Definitely LPG consumption has gone up. We are working round the clock. We are a continuous process industry. We are supplying continuously the LPG cylinder. What is the difference between petrochemical company and petroleum refinery? Okay, I think this question is from a chemical engineer. If it is from chemical engineer, they are the better. They can give better explanation than me. The other discipline I will tell you. So the petroleum industry, as I said earlier, petroleum industry is a core company producing the petroleum products directly from the direct stream. From that we call it as downstream and upstream. What is the downstream and upstream? The upstream are producers, manufacturers. Who are they in India? In India, oil and gas natural corporation, ONGC, Oil India Limited, ION, Oil India Limited, and many players, Reliance and KG, and many they have their own exploration in the sea. So they have rights to take oil from well, the licensed oil producers. So the production side, they call it as upstream. In our country, the oil major is ONGC, Oil India Limited, and other players also there. Their job is to get the oil from sea, not only from sea, onshore and offshore. So they drill, they have both the drill and then explore oil, and they give it to us. Give it to us means petroleum industries. So predominantly refineries. So in refineries, we have three major oil refineries are there: Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, Indian Oil Company. In Indian Oil Company, we have 9 petroleum refineries across the country, 8 Indian Oil owned company, and we are the group company of Indian Oil. Like this, Hindustan Petroleum also having 3 refineries, and the BPCL, that is Cochin refinery, is now merged with petroleum, the Bharat Petroleum. They have also their own refinery unit. So apart from this government company, there are other companies are there. SR, Reliance, recently HMTL. So a lot of private players are there, also there. Refineries also there. The petroleum industries, they are two streams: upstream and downstream. Upstream is the oil producers. They produce oil. They get the oil from offshore and onshore. They transport to us. We refine. We are called downstream industry. So petroleum industries, we have both downstream and upstream. When you come to petrochemical industries, whatever the materials we give as feedstock, we give a lot of materials. So we give naphtha to Madras fertilizers. From naphtha, they produce fertilizers. So like this, we give material to raw material to Tamil Nadu Petro Products. They give linear alkaline benzene lab. We give material to CTEX. We give material to many cottage industries. So small chemical industries. They produce a petroleum. We are the major petroleum feedstock in Tamil Nadu. That is why we call ourselves as a mother industry for petroleum industry feedstock. So this is the difference between petroleum refinery and petrochemical industry. So in petrochemical industries, they produce chemicals also, transformer also, and chemical used for lab chemicals and plastics, polyester, cloth, everything. So petroleum feedstock we supply. So they produce petrochemical products. So this is the main difference between petroleum and petrochemical industry. Then what is the as the lockdown stage, how we can go to in sustainability development? No. The sustainability development, not all the goals are this is 24/7. So it is not only restricted to some sector. It is applicable to every common man also. Okay, there is no leave for sustainable development. We should take so all along our life. That is the beauty of sustainable development. There is no holiday for sustainable development. What is the okay? We have a chemical, electrical, civil, aeromechanical system. Okay. Migrant workers survive this lockdown. So migrant, as far as migrant workers, our company, we are not having that much migrant company. As I said, our policy, we get our people from neighborhood villages only. So for their own employment, we get the contract employees, the registered contract employees are there. They get the people from within 10 kilometers. So during shutdown time, whenever we shut the plant once in 3 years for carry out the maintenance activities, that time we require more people for taking the plant online after completing the maintenance job. So we used to shut down the plant once in 3 years for 1 month time. That time we used to have migrant workers. We are not getting regularly migrant workers. And complete. Okay. Then the reason behind the continuous increase in price on petrol, diesel, even the consumption is less during the pandemic period. It is again, I am not the right person to comment on this. So this is again the policy. So what the government has prescribed the policy. So according to the international market price of petroleum crude, that is why every day you have the price 40 price increase, 1 rupee reduction, and then again next day 80 paisa increase like that. It depends upon the international pricing of the crude oil. It is again based on the government policy. Okay. Then again, Madhya Pradesh BOR asks for the candidates and experience. How much minimum experience you record for the job? So wants to go abroad, probably Gulf region. What amount of experience you should advise normally? Normally in petroleum industries, they want to have a very decent experience of not less than 2 years. There are 3 different type of jobs there. So for regular employment, and they recruit people for short term. That is, whenever they shut down their plant for maintenance job, shutdown job. That time they require more people from India. So through registered agencies, So that time we may work there for 2 months only. So there are different types of employment. You should be very careful with the private agencies. You have to be very careful. Only you have to seek appointment from registered job provider. Then I think question section closed. Okay. Thank you very much again. Thank you, sir. Anything from Mr. Kogul? Sir? Kogul, sir? Yes. Hello? Session is over. Thank you. I am very thankful to the participants, and then so I received more questions than expected. So very diverse in nature, very useful and meaningful questions. I think I have answered to some extent. I answered. I answered. I think.
For a valuable session, which were given in this morning of day 5.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Not only PG.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm audible to you, sir. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Thank
Hello?
you.
Hello? 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 ஏப்பா, அவங்களுக்கு எனக்கு கொடுத்த டைம் இங்க பாரு போட்டுருக்கு.